Keller Williams Command brings the agent operating system and the consumer operating system together seamlessly.
Command organized everything for me and put it in one place.
When you have dominion over what you've got at your fingertips, it gives you the opportunity to grow. I was always moving between these different applications,
but none of them talk to one another. And as a result, there's lost clients, which means lost dollars.
A spreadsheet for my finances.
We had 7 or 8 different logins.
A spreadsheet for my showings reports, for my listings, my price adjustments.
It was a big time drain.
Our goal is nothing short of reinventing how people experience real estate through technology and making sure that you're the owner of that technology.
We wanted to build a platform that would connect Keller Williams agents all over the world. This technology was built by agents, directed for agents, and ultimately created to make your lives better.
We really took time with each one of the applets, getting to know how it could help us in our business, and Designs was huge because it eliminated that Canva expense. We templated what is our brand going to be, and now everything is branded, it's succinct, it takes seconds to create new listing, under contract, just closed.
We use the campaigns dashboard a lot. Within the campaigns dashboard, we can send direct mailers out to neighborhoods that we farm. You just choose like an area, or you can say 123 Main Street, we want like 250 mailers to go out for just listed within a 5-mile radius, or you choose a radius. We also use the campaigns dashboard to set up social media ads and pay-per-click ads to not only be in our hyper-local area, but also farm outside to gain more territory.
The way people are shopping for homes has changed. Everything is social, everything is on the phone. So if you can't be on the phone and them have direct access to you as their agent, you're losing. You can tell a real estate agent built this app, and that's what I appreciate. If they find a property within the app and they want to ask about it, it goes directly to you.
It's a really great way of being able to connect with your client if you're using the same platform together, and I can see what they're accessing, what's interesting them, when they're clicking on things, when they're opening things. So it helps me also be more efficient how I'm working with my clients.
With smart plans, I'm allowed to set it and forget it. I don't have to worry about clients falling through the cracks.
It keeps track of things that we wouldn't otherwise think of. My clients' home anniversaries, their birthdays, the things that build that feel-good relationship with your clients, it automates. And so it makes those touches so much easier to keep track of and to make happen.
So what's really neat about Opportunities is that it will track that lead and that business through the process, not just track it in terms of steps, but also the math behind it. Every step of the way, as I get closer to a closing, I'm starting to realize those dollars. And as someone that knows pretty much every CRM out there, I've never seen this before.
For me as a team leader, I use the Opportunities dashboard the most, just looking at the numbers and seeing where we are. Conversion rates,
Average commission, we're tracking what our sales price is.
GCI, probable income, potential income, all those things are things that I'm looking at, and then ways to lead generate, ways to get more listings, ways to get more business within the team.
I can make smart business decisions based on where are we going to spend more money, where are we going to cut back, and it's all right there in one spot.
So like Gary said, when you know the right numbers, hitting the mark becomes the entire focus of the team. And so for us, when we want to know our numbers, we look at the reports dashboard to make sure that we're on track.
I could see what's on my agents' dashboards, but then I could also see how they're interacting. I could see where they're winning. I could see where they're not winning, and I could coach specifically to what it is I'm seeing. If I see a number of appointments being set and a number of appointments being held, but no listings being taken, and I have a tool that exposes that deficiency, what should I be coaching or training around?
Command has simplified our lives on the back end of running a team with a lot of moving parts and pieces and human capital. It's allowed us to go to one place to get the answers that we're looking for in almost every single facet of our business.
The cost per lead is ridiculously low. If I was spending $3,000 before, I can spend like $150 or $200 now. It's been like 95 cents a lead on Command.
One of our CRMs, we were paying as much as $2,000 a month.
I could take the money I was spending on a CRM and I could support another family by hiring somebody full-time into our organization.
We were able to cut our expenses by 50%. So moving to Command was just like a no-brainer. We can save money if we go to a free platform versus paying for one or two, right?
We
We've leveraged the technology within Command and allowed for that to enhance our business.
From A to pay, it just simplified everything.
You could tell that this was made for agents by agents.
What Keller Williams Command does better than any other system out there is it keeps you relevant and it keeps you right in the middle of the transaction, and it doesn't let any detail slip by.
Real estate is about helping people with one of the most fundamental aspects of their lives, home. And you are the expert they turn to. And not just when someone buys or sells, but before, after, and all the little spaces in between. So it can be frustrating when you don't have the time or technology to know when someone needs your help. And when you miss that opportunity, it creates a gap that someone or something else can step into. So let's close that gap and give you the time and technology you need to build high-quality relationships with more people. Let's join forces and demand our technology not replace us, but help us be more human, more present, more everything. Let's take Command. Built exclusively by and for Keller Williams agents, Command is your do-it-all, do-it-quickly, people-centric, less stress, more time, end-to-end platform to grow your relationships, your pipeline, and your market share. Whew! Luckily, using it is a lot easier than explaining everything it does, but let's give it a try. Organize, customize, and sync all your contacts. Group them however you want. Know exactly who to reach out to, when, and about the things they really care about. Send personalized neighborhood-centric just-in-time marketing materials in a snap. Have more conversations, build more relationships, earn more business. Say, "Hey Kelly," and escape from your desk in the office. Add a new contact, log notes, and sync everything while on the go. Seamlessly and transparently source, send, and manage referrals through one of the world's largest and most profitable referral networks. Deploy an ROI-maximized ad campaign across Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter in like 30 seconds. Integrate the systems and tools you already use every day. Automate paperwork and background tasks. Access real-time revenue projections, end-to-end ROI insights, and goal tracking to get a bird's eye view of your business. Have more conversations, build more relationships, earn more business. Command empowers you to be a better agent by giving you more time, more value, and more freedom. And best of all, it ensures you and your relationship with your clients remain at the heart of real estate, where you belong.
We don't get it right all the time. Nobody does. Sometimes we fail, but we fail forward. A couple years ago, we started reworking the Command app. We discovered that we had real AI all along. Agent intelligence. You told us what we did wrong, so we could work to make it right. And the only way to truly get it wrong is to give up. But we didn't give up. We hired the best to make the best. We kept building for you. We broke it down, we beefed it up. We went mobile, baby. And now that it's ready, we're not finished. Let our competitors say pencils down. It's not just about where we are, it's about where we're going. And we'll keep building the platform to go anywhere that you want to go. More time, more education, more contacts, more connections, more insights, more integrations, more on the go. More simple, more success, more results, more referrals. More leads, more listings, more leverage, more wealth. More human, more often. More MREA. We wrote the book on real estate, and now we've built the tech. A bigger and better network, so you could build yours. We transformed the technology from worry to works, from From bugs to business, from doubt to double down. This is where she who controls the lead controls the industry. Take control of your database. Take control of your leads. Take control of your money. Take back control and take command. This is now an app with a fiduciary interest. An app that makes your fight personal. This is an intuitive real estate machine that learns, corrects, improves, anticipates. Just like entrepreneurs. Built for agents, by agents. This is pure Keller Williams. Made not just to keep up with you, but make you faster. Take ground, take command. This is the place, and this is the technology. Built for entrepreneurs to thrive. We did more than make it right. We made it us. Onward.
Whether you're a leader or agent, KW Command enables you to manage and grow your business through one powerful integrated platform.
A typical agent spends more than 60% of their time away from their desk. That means you have to be able to take your business wherever you go. The Command app makes it possible. When you are on the go, everything you need is right there on your phone.
You can access and manage your contacts, respond to new leads, prioritize daily tasks, and manage your opportunities, all within the Command app. Tasks are the backbone of your day. Within the Command app, you can easily add and manage tasks, then see a clear snapshot of what needs to get done when.
So your to-do list is always up to date and prioritized.
The Command app makes tracking contacts and leads easy. With built-in integrations for texting and calling, including Twilio and WhatsApp, you can effortlessly log a call or text, then instantly view it on your contact's timeline.
There is a reason Command Mobile has a 4.8 out of 5 rating in the App Store.
The Command app makes it easy to build, foster, and maintain relationships with your sphere of influence. You can assign a lead to a smart plan, add tags, and create notes, so you'll always remember what's important to your clients. You can manage your opportunities and always keep your pipeline updated. In-app and push notifications ensure you won't miss out on anything important.
Plus, the app makes it easy to manage read and unread notifications and to set reminders.
You'll always be in the know and ready for action whenever and wherever you get new info, like seeing who's requested a tour or who's inquiring about a property. Like we said, we're serious about helping you thrive.
With the Command app, everything you need is at your fingertips.
Command was created to help entrepreneurs like you thrive. Whether you're a market center leader or agent, KW Command enables you to run and grow your business through one powerful and integrated platform. We built Command around Gary's proven laws of lead generation. Build a database, feed it daily, and communicate with it systematically. It's all about being more human, more often, with more people. We want you to thrive in this market and capture your unfair share of every market. That's why we help you generate more leads for less. Using Command, you can upload your contacts and start a high-impact marketing campaign without spending a dime. You can run targeted ads across media channels, including Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok with just one login. In Command, you can create one-off listing campaigns or always-on recruitment programs with push-button ease. No marketing expertise required. You'll do in 9 minutes what used to take 9 hours. And at less than $3 a lead, you'll pay a fraction of what everyone else in the industry is paying. Save time, save money. Sold. Like we said, we're serious about helping you thrive. For streamlined lead gen, it's all right there. Friends, it's time for you to take command. Jason Abrams here. Everyone knows that I love to talk. It's a gift, but I also love to listen. We're having conversations with the best and the busiest. The biggest personalities making the biggest impact. The craziest and the coolest. It's about passion, strategy, and above all, it's about real, tangible success. This is the Millionaire Real Estate Agent Podcast, available anywhere you get your podcasts.
you very much. We appreciate all the efforts. I know it's been flooded in the other areas, but still you're here to join us. However, we will guarantee that your time here will not be wasted.
The world is changing globally in terms of the real estate landscape. So
I think we can all agree that change has happened in countries and many industries, and usually the way that change happens is by leadership. Someone has a vision for things to be done a different way and to lead. Really, the mindsets of Keller Williams, I think, is what that leadership demonstrates, and then the agents are then able to model and follow.
The world wants to complicate everything, including our industry. But what I love that you really clarify for me is that this business is ultimately pretty simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. But if we put a person, a tool, or a system in place in our lead generation, person or tool or a system, or even all three in our lead follow-up, so it's systematic and it's always happening, then the ironic thing is that the service of your actual clients goes up. And then you know the business is coming because that's the engine.
In the past, I wasn't really purposeful much. I actually perform or do on a daily basis. But now, since I'm more purposeful, I know at what point be able to hit capper status.
So basically, you are now running a predictive business model.
Yes, that's correct.
Finding a real estate company that could back you up, it will be the most important decision that you would ever make in your entire life.
You don't feel that emotion, you don't feel that inspiration. It's not only that you feed your mind, but then after you finish that conference, you so fed your soul.
Leader is hard. This is what I learned. How can you help? It's not to get angry, it's not get emotion. It's just like you know your own mission and you know your goal. And we are just together equally to make it happen.
Good morning on this for the next at least 10 or 11 weeks. Where we're going to talk a lot about lead generation 36-12-3. The goal is that you should be doing 3 hours of lead gen in the next 12 months to get 36 transactions per year, which is 3 transactions per month. But let's start this morning with this exercise. I want you to take the next 10 seconds or 20 seconds. In one word, describe how you are in your business. Let me repeat. Put in the chat box, in one word, describe how you are in your business. Let's see. And there's no right or wrong answer here, by the way. Whatever comes to your mind, in one word, describe how you are in your business. What kind of agent are you in your business? Like what service you provide? How can you describe in one word growing? Thank you for sharing. What else? In one word, describe how you are in your business. One word. Anyone else? Come on. Optimistic. Awesome. Thank you. What else? Anyone else? In one word, describe how you are in your business. It's our early morning exercise. Only 2% is awake. What's happening to the rest? Unorganized, excited, motivated. Awesome. In one word, describe how you are in your business right now. We got Mr. Andy Manila here. In one word, describe how you are still learning. What else? Anyone else? Let me switch gears a little bit. How would you describe yourself to your clients in one word? How would you describe yourself to clients in one word? Maybe this is a better one. How would you describe yourself to clients in one word? Trustworthy, reliable, and trustworthy. What else? Professional, responsible. All right. Motivated. What else? How would you describe yourself? Dependable with integrity, reliable. All right. Reliable. What else? Dependable, professional. How would you describe yourself to your clients in one word? Anyone else? Come on, guys. Let's start. Anyone else? Anyone else? Motivated, unorganized, reliable. How would you describe yourself to your clients? Professional. Okay. Awesome. All of you have the right idea. I think we are on the line in alignment this morning. And this morning's topic, it's really about how to position yourself in your business. But before we go, is Andy Manila on ready? Is Sir Andy on ready? Okay, he's not. I don't see him now.
Hello.
Hey Andy, how are you? Where are you?
Hello, hi. I'm near the office now. Just got caught in the Monday traffic.
Right.
But I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Awesome. Take your time, Andy. I'm gonna start the session. We'll see you shortly. Right. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen right now, and we're gonna go straight into we're gonna go straight into the topic today, which is building validity and positioning. A lot of times when we want to go lead generate, we want to have conversation with people, we want to connect with our people or with our clients, our database, right? One of the key things that most agents, in my observation, they fail to communicate who they are and what they are to people. And today we're going to talk a little bit about this. Now, it may sound very basic and simple, but I think this is where most real estate professionals may not understand how to communicate to people or to the market about who they are, what they do, and what's the best way to describe themselves. Because I think without explaining, without understanding that, it is very hard to create messages to your clients in a way that reflects who you are. Because once that one that is being solidified, when the validity of positioning is clear, it is very simple to communicate. And we'll talk a little bit about that later as we move forward, right? And this all have to do with the way you think about your business and who you want to become, right? So today's session is a little bit interesting. You're going to understand a little bit about personal validity. You're going to think about what is powerful positioning. If you have time, you will look into sprinting past the competition and putting everything together in one, okay? So introduction. Now, in order for you to be positioning very well, we have what we call the 5-step model, the 5-step model, right? And this is how we want to showcase to our clients when we build our message, when we build our communication, our corporate identity, our team identity, our business identity, our personal value proposition to people. It comes with these 5 building blocks, right? And step 1 talks about, number 1, personal validity. Step 1 is, how do you describe yourself? Who you are? What have you done? And a lot of times, it must come from who you are and what have you done. I would try to stay away from what I want to become, because that's something that it may not show up yet, right? You want to be something that is real, something that is already existing, happening, something that has evidence to show that you are who you are and you're what you are. Does that make sense? So personal validity is describing who you are and what do you do, right? An example would be, I'm a real estate agent. I've been in the business for 25 years. I've sold X number of houses, and my focus in this particular location. That's your personal, this is how you are, what you have done in the business. So it's easy to communicate that in numbers. Some of the things that we want to talk about today is a lot of this communication has to bring validity, and validity has to be justified or be supported with evidence, right? So evidence comes before emotions. So a lot of times we tell people we are a real estate professional, we are a real estate broker, but what does that really mean, right? People want to see evidence of what you have done. So validity, personal validity, the first one to describe yourself, add some information about your production, your past record, your past experience, right? So example for me, I've been in the business since 2004, which means I'm 21 years in the business. I transacted many kinds of transactions, from residential, commercial, industrial, raw land, and even a hotel I've sold before personally. So I have experiences in how to mitigate through challenges when trying to transact, to sell or buy a property in all these segments of the market. This is my track record. I've done X number of transactions, how much I've done, and what people say about me, right? So the personal validity is how I describe myself. I'm a nice person, look good looking, but I've done all this before. So it's important to validate yourself. Validate yourself in a way that you have experienced and you can describe the experience with evidence. Now, evidence means numbers. Always remember something called LORE, right? LORE, or a short form called law, or I call it the language of real estate. Language of real estate means when you communicate to people, the language you speak has the real estate elements. I have done 178 transactions in the last 3 years. Average transaction is X amount of money. I've helped people sold property as far as 30 days or 60 days. So all this validity have to come with evidence, because you are telling the market how valid you are, right? So that's personal validity, step 1. Step 2 is how others describe you, how your clients describe you. How are you getting any sort of recommendation or any sort of evaluation from your clients? How are you able to get people to give you feedback or give you some sort of review, either on Google, on Facebook, or on maybe a personal written review of how they feel about your business? That's also personal validity. So you have to have both validity. Now, the challenge is, I don't see many real estate agents doing this. And I wonder why. Now, quick question in the chat box here. How many of you gets review from your clients? Put in the chat box now. Press 1 for yes, press 3 for no. How many of you get reviews from your client? Press 1 for yes, 3 for no. Okay, 2%. What else? Okay, 3%. Right. So reviews are very important. And I want to help you understand one of the key things to do reviews is at the end of any transaction or even any viewings, preferably after any transaction, have some sort of a questionnaire or some sort of a feedback form to your client. Ask them from a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being terrible, 10 being absolutely amazing, where do I rank? How do I rank? What are some of the key things? So go and find out some review forms, ask 3 or 4 questions to get your feedback or to get their feedback. And with that, you know, number one, you know where you are. Number two, you've got evidence to show people that these are how people describe you. So personal validity comes in two prongs, right? Number one, how you talk about yourself. Number two, how others describe you. Question, in these two, which is more important? Anyone? Which is more important? Your own way of validity or how other people describe you? How you describe yourself or how other people describe you? How others describe you, absolutely. Absolutely. Someone once taught me branding is not what people talk about you when you're in the room. Branding is when people talk about you when you're not around, right? And sometimes this is our blind spot. This is the place where we don't realize, right? And one of the key blind spots, number one blind spots, is we never ask people to review us. We never get reviews about how we do and how well we do. We don't get people to give stories or tell us their experience. Just share one experience with me about how you feel about the whole transaction so that I understand where I am, and get the person to write down how you feel about the one good experience and what's the experience that I can improve. See, the minute you ask people to tell people, to ask people to tell you how to improve, you already win. I repeat, the minute when you ask your clients to get them to tell you how you can improve, you are one step ahead from most other agents. Why? Because you then realize you're telling people that you are really interested to be better. So one of the key questions to ask people to give you a description about yourself is, what is one thing I have done well and what is one thing I can do better, right? Get them to give you the feedback. Feedback is critical for your business. All these things create validity, right? And once you have this validity, in the next step is powerful position, your customer service. How are you treating your clients? What do you do for your clients, right? What is the additional services that you will do, right, for them? How are you taking care of their services? So for example, my response time is between X to X. I'll respond immediately. Between 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., my response is immediate. But after 8 p.m., my response will be slightly delayed. That's managing expectation with your customers when you communicate that out. These are your customer service. I have a team that will support me in this, for example. My turnaround time for this is that. My turnaround time for any documentation is within 48 hours, for example. Those are your standards. Those are your commitment to your client, right? It's important to put that customer service, right, in consistency with the way you validate yourself, right? After you do that, customer service is then creating your value proposition. What's your value proposition? All right, today we'll talk a little bit about what's value proposition, right? And then at the end of the day, create your USP, create your unique selling point. You will be able to define that. Now, this is something that you'll try to complete by the end of this hour. But if we can't, we will continue next week, right? Because it's a pretty deep, and there's a lot of stuff that we probably have to do as we move forward. Now, so we are here at lesson 1, which is validity and positioning. Our goal is that you will be able to walk away home today and think about how to craft your unique selling proposition so that when you communicate doing your lead generation activities, it is very clear. It is simple. A lot of times, agents struggle with lead generation is because they don't know what to say, how to say, when to say, right? So our goal is to be first, you must be clear who you are. You must be clear what you want to do and what you're going to do, so that when you are able to be clear, your communication is very confident, right? You have confidence. People can sense your confidence, right? Personal validity. What makes you valid? Your knowledge, your attitude, your skills, your beliefs that you already have. So when you talk about yourself, talk about the knowledge and skills that you already have, and explain that you have this skill, and explain to them why you are valid. I've done 240 CMA reports to help my clients price the property correctly. I have 17 appointments a month just to help clients price their property correctly. Your activities, do not look down on your activities. Your activities is a personal way of communicating your validity, because then people know you are serious. I have 120 list of people in my database that's interested in the properties as such as yours right now, right? Every day I spend 2 hours making 50 calls to help my clients get the best potential buyers for their units. Those are the things that will help you who you are, to define who you are, that you will be able to communicate with your clients. So that's very important. Personal validity is who you are, what makes you valid, your knowledge, your attitude, your skills, your beliefs that you already have, and your track record. I believe your track record is one of them, right? Now, personal validity, the words and phrases that you would use to describe yourselves. So let's do a quick exercise here today, right? First word. How would you, in 5 words or 6 words, describe yourself right now? Put that in. How would you describe yourself in 6 words about your business? This is you building your validity and communicating that validity to your clients. What are the keywords or the phrase that you can use to describe yourself? And you have to ask yourself who you are. This is about you. So put in the chat box right now. What's the keyword or phrase that you can use to describe yourself? Anyone, put in the chat box. Everybody is typing, I hope. There's 64 of you here and quite a bit on Facebook right now. So how would you describe yourself? Anyone? Put in the chat box. Rockstar, power, negotiator, fast, deliver results, reliable, happy. I like that, right? Those are the keywords. Those are the keywords that you use to describe yourself, right? And it has to be about you, right? It's not just something you copy from somewhere or something you copy from ChatGPT. It has to be about you. And that's, if I see that, that's Mitch. Because I know her, I think that's Mitch and Danny's description. I can see that. Anyone else? What's that keyword or phrase that you can use to describe yourself to your clients, or in your print, or in your advertisement in the future, or in your profile? How would you describe yourself? You know, all these things, right, helps people to see that, are you serious or not in your business? When you don't think through about yourself. That is very key, because when you think about ourselves a little bit more deeper and we start communicating ourselves, we are seen to be really serious in this business. And it's true, because you put that effort and time to do that. Anyone else? Put in the chat box. What's the word and phrase that you would use to describe yourself to your clients? 6, 7, 8 words. What are the key words or phrases? Dedicated professional. King John Realty is specialist in commercial property lease and sales. There you go. It's very clear. Thank you very much. See, it's not complicated, guys. It's very simple. Dedicated, professional, visionary, trustworthy, innovative, and compassionate. I like compassionate. That's a good word. My work in real estate, particularly through IoT, reflects a commitment to helping clients. Awesome. So these are how you want to build that message to your clients. Step 2, the word and phrases that others use to describe you. How would you want them to describe you? How would you want your clients to describe you? Put in the chat box right now. I use corporate and market experience, network, and technical knowledge in helping my clients achieve their goal. Thank you very much, Karine. That's a very good description. How would you like your clients? Fast and reliable, awesome. You see, you want your clients to do that, right? Then when you think about how you want your clients to describe you, that's how you should respond to them. That's how you should build your customer service, right? Your unique selling point, all to help your client to describe you the way you want them to describe. Does that make sense? So these are two steps, two sources, right? The word and phrases that you would use to describe yourself and the phrases that other people will describe you. This only can happen if you really take action of what you are doing. So for example, if you call a client and say, I'm going to send you your information within the next 30 minutes, you send within the next 30 minutes. You do what you say you would do, right? That's important. Now, examine your experiences, what we described just now. How would you describe yourself? Two-part process. Examine your experience, make it real estate relevant. No matter what story you are uniquely qualified. All of you have your own unique stories. But examine your experience and make it real estate relevant. When you communicate just now, I think I like the way Karine said, I use my corporate and market experience, network and technical knowledge to help my clients achieve their goal. That's real estate experience. But I want to put in more data, right? More data. For example, my 5 years experience in the industry has helped me understand through running through 60 market reports and 120 comparative market analysis has helped me secure X number of transactions in the past 5 years. Now, if you're a client and you hear that, how would you feel? Give me your feedback. When you're a client, you are hearing numbers. How would you feel? Anyone, put in your feedback. Assured. Exactly, assured. What else do you feel? Knowledgeable. Right? What else do you feel? When you're a client, you're hearing your agents telling you, this is my experience. I'm explaining to you my experience. I'm describing how many transactions I've done, how many things I've done, or all that. How would you feel? Right? Put in the chat box. If you're a client today and you see that, how would you feel? Assured, you'll get the client. Absolutely, yes. Why? Because the clients are interested to see evidence of someone that is qualified that will be able to help them. Remember, evidence comes before emotions. Evidence comes before emotions. Use the evidence to tell your story. Use the evidence to tell your story, okay? Step 2, part 1, examine your experience. Start with your resume, consider what you know, think about your attitudes and beliefs, think about who you are, what you want to do. How is it beneficial to your customers? You have to use your experience to help your customers. So these are key things. Now you can zoom in and can snap pictures of this particular slides if you want to. It will help you. See, the word start with your resume, right? Most real estate agents don't talk about their resume, right? I have 15 years in the architecture industry. I've decided to go in the real estate industry because I feel excited to go to the front end. I used to be the back end. In my 15 years of understanding design and construction has given me a very good view of how good quality products are going to be built. And therefore, I'm here to help you find that good quality because I have the experience. So that's how I will explain if I start from that resume part, right? So examine your experience, consider what you know, start with your resume, right? And then make it beneficial for your customers so that you have used experience to help them, your customers. So this is your personal validity, right? Discussion. How do you make it real estate relevant, right? This is something that I want to just discuss over here among ourselves, is that to make it real estate relevant, always remember is the language of real estate, right? The LORE, right? I'm going to type in the chat box here, just so that you know, LORE, the language of real estate. Put that language of real estate in the conversation or in your scripts or in your websites or in your description, right? In your LinkedIn description, your Facebook description, your Instagram description, your ads, put the language of real estate in there. See, every time when we put the language of real estate into the way we communicate to people, you are just telling people you're serious about it. Because most people don't. They say, this is a very nice property. I'm a very good agent. you know what, I'm the best agent in town. But what does that mean? How do you justify? How do you qualify to communicate that you are the best agent in town? Oh, Andy, you are back. There you go. Yes. Feel free to stop me anytime, Andy, and just chip in anytime you want.
Okay.
Yeah. So the goal is to put those validity in terms of the numbers, transactions. I have 125 listings on my website. I have 2,000 listings on my website. I'm part of an organization that have 150,000 agents around the world. Whatever it is that has the language of real estate, and a lot of times the language of real estate comes with a number. The path is in the math, right? It's always about the math. How is the math helping you, right? Everything is at the numbers. So use the numbers to your advantage. Now, you may have lesser numbers than some people, but that's fine. But when you start communicating in numbers in a way that it is benefiting to you or is advantageous to you, you will see that people look at you differently. For example, how many listings do you have? How many appointments do you set in a month? I see 40 clients a month. That's a language of real estate. I meet up with owners and reprice properties, 5 properties a week. That's what I do. So when you communicate that way, you are sounding very valid. But you are just merely telling people what you are doing. Now, this is a disclaimer and this is a warning here. Do not say something that you don't do. Because the minute I pick up and I ask you questions and you can't answer me, I know you don't do it, right? So don't do that, right? But communicate what you do so that that's the way to help you understand how to make that validity, okay? So let's move on.
Yeah. Jonathan?
Yes.
Yep. So this is very, very important about the personal validity and establishing yourself as a trustworthy and an experienced real estate professional. However, I think we have 70 people here, and I think some of them are just new in the businesses, in the business, and maybe they just got their license or they're just entering this industry. So how do you suggest they present themselves as a credible and trustworthy practitioner if they can't have the numbers, at least as of now?
Very good question. Thank you for asking the question, Andy. And this is a very valid question. My answer to you is leverage. Leverage. Now, what I mean by leverage is communicate to them a story that you are part of a bigger team. That's why when you are new, I always advise new agents, be part of a bigger team. Don't be alone. I'm part of this organization called KW Manila Bay, and we have 1,000 listings in our websites right now. And my goal is to help you see if I could find something that is suitable for you through that. I'm new, but I joined this company because it comes with training, education, and technology that will help me serve you better. Now, I am new in this industry. Therefore, I ask you to give me an opportunity. But at the same time, you know what? I have leaders and people in my organization that will support me to help you achieve your goal. That's how I will communicate. Because when you are not being part of a bigger team and you're new, it's hard to build validity out of nothing, right? The reality is you don't have experience, and you've got to be honest about it, right? I always tell new agents, tell people, be honest. I'm new in this industry. I just joined the last 3-4 months, but that's why I choose to join this company or this team, whichever team or company you're in, because they provide me training, education, and support. And I know if there are questions I can't answer you, I know I have people that will help me get those answers for you. That's why I'm part of this team. So be confident in me because I'm in this team, and you should be confident in this team. So that's the leverage conversation that I will have with my clients. Validity it will take time to be better and better and better, but it's a mindset, it's a concept, and it's a behavior, right? That we are always trying to find a way to make ourselves valid by either by association with the people that is already valid, and we are really doing what they are doing, and we're really leveraging on the tools and the systems and also the resources that they have, and use that to communicate to my clients. Yeah, that's how I do it, Andy.
Nice. So that's a very good advice to our practitioners, or especially those who are very new. So this is where the weight of the brand of a credible
not only the name of the company, but the people behind the company works.
That's right. And this is that don't get this wrong, but this is really a human being business. It's like I would put a face there and say like, look, this is Andy Manelak and he's my mentor. Right? He's very handsome, he's got a nice hairstyle, but you know what? He's experienced in this industry for the past 100 years, right? He's 100 years old in the industry. He's like the stalwart of the industry, and he's helping me to help you. That's valid. No, and Andy is not 100 years. Andy is only 25 years old, right, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the idea, right? That's the idea, right? Be valid by associating and leveraging on people who have gone before you. And right, trust start with honesty, correct? That is so it's about building trust. When you're honest with people, right, and you're really telling people you're being very open and being very vulnerable to people, people like that. Most of the time, people like that, right? Because they feel that at least I can trust this guy, right? At least I can trust this guy. And he's associated with someone else that could help. Maybe he will be able to help. And that's where people will do. And a lot of times people want to give chance to people who are starting up. I mean, it's always, all of us somehow have some sort of predisposed kindness inside us. And we want to find a way to help people. Most of us, not all, but most of us, right? So this is where I think we should leverage on that a lot. Andy?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go on next. How would others describe you, right? This is the part that you need to create the image or create the experience for your clients, right? The only way that someone's going to say something nice about you is when they experience you. What's your customer experience right now? An experience can be as simple as I make a phone call to someone, I committed to send him an information, it's done. That's a good experience. An experience is I tell them the truth. That's a good experience, right? So how people describe you, right? It's about how you serve them and give them the experience. So I want you to think about the people you care about, people you respect, people you have great relationships with, your past customers. How would you want them to talk about you? Now, one exercise that I would ask everyone to do after this session, really, if you can, call back your old clients or the clients that you have done transaction before that you really like and they really like you. Now, I'm going to ask you this right now. Can you think of someone, 2 or 3 people that you have experienced doing transactions with them, good transactions with them, and they probably like you? Can you think of 2 or 3 names? If you can, please press 1. Okay, 1 person. Anyone else? Please press 1. All right, if you can think of them right now, I want you to, after this session, I want you to text them and ask how they are, how are they? And I want you to ask them, how can you serve them? And I also want you to ask them the third question. First question is, how are you? How's things? Second question, how's your property life like right now? Are you looking at selling, buying something? Or is there anything you can help them with? Third question is, I just want to ask you, how did you feel about our transaction before? Right? And how did you feel about it? Was there anything that I could have done better? I'm just doing this research on my own business right now. Ask them the question. And then get them to give you a review. Get them to give you a review, right? It's important to collect what others say about you, right? And it gives you the validity to potential new customers. Just ask them and then keep this posted, right? And it's important for you to think about building that relationship. A lot of times we don't leverage or we don't use some of these advantages that we all have done so well. I've seen so many agents work so hard, gave such great customer care service, but never ask for referrals and never ask for reviews. So I want you not to miss out on this opportunity to get reviews and validity from your customers, because those are very critical, right? Because a referral is just after a review. A referral is just after a review. Every time someone gives you a positive review, ask for a referral. It is an opportunity for referral, right? So this is what we do, personality, collecting what others say, right? So make sure that you are able to collect those information. Get the 2 or 3 clients that you spoke to, right? And ask them, how do they feel about your business, your transaction with them, and your journey with them in running the business, or in helping them solve their transaction, or helping them buy something or sell something, right? Ask them how they feel. And I'm trying to collect reviews right now. Would you give me a review? Honest review, and honest opinion review. How many of you have Google businesses set up on Google? How many have Facebook pages set up? Those only comes to value when you really have good reviews. Do you know that Facebook or Google prioritize those pages or those businesses that has reviews? Right? Today, all of us look at reviews. You all agree? When I go to Manila, right, because I'm not very familiar with the town and city, and I realized the place I'm staying in 100 West is walking distance to this place called Little Korea. Little Japan, I'm sorry. Little Japan is nearby 100 West. And I was looking for restaurants, and I don't know which is the real Japanese restaurant, right? Or is it Japanese Filipino restaurant? So I went and did Google rechecks. And I look at the pictures, I look at the reviews, look at what people say, and that's when I go and try the restaurant. Now, everybody else in the whole world today runs on reviews. So the question for you is this: if people are looking at Google and at Facebook or at the internet for reviews to give them suggestion of what to eat and where to buy, what to buy, whatsoever for anything else, why not real estate? Why not real estate? Very simple. I will send you my website. I'll send you my link. Look at my reviews. You can see that. So those are important, right? So collecting reviews, I cannot stress enough that you need to collect reviews. And look, Little Tokyo, thank you very much. Not Little Japan. I'm sorry, Little Tokyo. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, so I'm still learning, right? So yes, so get the reviews in for your business. Any successful clients that have transacted with you or have bought something from you, you need to keep the reviews, right? If you have a lot of reviews, rating reviews, raving reviews, your validity becomes better. I will tell you one thing. The first thing that will change is your confidence level, because then you are seeing data to validate yourself. And you feel confident when you pick up the phone and call someone. You have valid validity and valid reviews to tell people, and you should be proud of yourself that you're doing well, right? So that's important, right? Collect testimonials. Again, as I said, ask for testimonials. Think of someone you've done business before today. I hope at the end of today's session, all of you would have 3 reviews, right? 3 reviews. All of you have 3 reviews. I'm thinking of doing a competition, but I better not. Okay, maybe next session I will do a competition. But get as many testimonials as you can with your customers that have done business with you, right? Do that today. Okay, powerful positioning. So step 1, you stand apart from the crowd. So step 3, define your customer service. Step 4 is create your value proposition. Step 5 is create your USP, right? So this is a data for National Association of Realtors, and every year it's about the same. So it's a survey that National Association of Realtors in the US asked buyers, why are you looking, what do you need a real estate agent for? This is a buyers, this is where they interview a number of buyers, and they ask them, what is that one thing that you need real estate agents to do for you as a buyer's agent? And it's all here. The value proposition, right? It's all here. This is what your agents, your clients are actually looking for. So the question is, how do you communicate all these things in a way to define your customer service? Right? How would you communicate that? What would you do? Right? Help find the right home. How would you help find them the right home? Because that's the number one thing that most clients are looking for. Meaning, right, most buyers in the market today are looking for the best choice or best option. Everyone wants the best option. Now, if you don't have enough choices, meaning you've got no options. So how do you communicate to them and say, look, I've got enough listings in one system or in one platform that will help you get the best option? How do you communicate it? Look at my website. That's why in KW we have the real estate agent website where all listings are all positioned in one place, but they only see one agent. That's powerful because why? Everybody wants to see that you have inventory. If you got no inventory, then you have very little value for me because it doesn't matter how good you are, how honest you are, how trustworthy you are. But if you are honest, trustworthy, but you've got no inventory, you have very little value to the buyers, right? Number two, and that's number one, is 53% of all buyers say they need someone to help them find the right home to purchase. It's as simple as that. Number two, 12%, help buyer negotiate the terms of sale. Number three, 11% help with price negotiation. So meaning, right, the goal is if you're able to help clients find the right property with a lot of choices, because the right property only exists when you have a lot of choices in place, right? Or options in place. You cannot find the perfect property if you don't have enough choices to see, or you don't journey with them in finding that property. So that's important. So how do you define your customer care service in all these areas, right? This is something that is important. You can snapshot on the picture here. This is what buyers really want. Now let's move on. What sellers want? Sellers want. Number one, 23% of the respondents say number one thing is help seller market to potential buyers. Means we want people to be able to put our home out there to find potential buyers. Right? That's number one. Number two, which is also very important, sell the home within a specific time frame. That's critical. Sell the home within a specific time frame. Meaning you've got to find a way to help your client sell the home within a specific time frame, because that's what 20% of a lot of the clients they are looking for. They expect the agent to do this for them. Number three, price the home competitively. Meaning you must be good at pricing the property. This is what customer wants. So in your definition, in your provision of services, are you able to provide services in all these categories? Right? So are you able to provide? So I know you're all trustworthy people. I know you're all very nice people. But what's important are these things. And how do you communicate your experiences of these things in your customer service commitment to the client? Right? Any thoughts? Oh, Andy just left us. Okay. Yeah, seek first to understand. Correct. So this is important, right? Defining a customer service is really understanding what they want. Right? Because if you're doing too many things for them which they don't want, then you're wasting time, because it's a very straightforward business, guys. Seller says, I need you to get out there and find me as many potential buyers as possible. I need to sell this house at a specific time frame, and I want to price it competitively so that it can be sold and I get the best deal I can get, right? These are some of the things that they have. In fact, negotiation and dealing with buyers is only 5%, because these three key things here are critical. So if you are really interested to add value and be very clear about giving value to your clients in a meaningful way, this is where it's important here, guys. This is 100% very, very important. Right? I'm going to pause here for a while. What are your ahas here today? When you look at this powerful positioning of defining your customer service, what are some of your ahas? Anyone, put in the chat box. What did you learn so far? Anyone? The perfect property comes when you have choices. Absolutely, yes. I absolutely believe in this with all my heart. Absolutely, yes. It comes with when you have choices. If you don't bring people on a journey, you won't get it. That's the buyer side, right? Anyone else? What are some of the ahas you're learning from this? Because this is the real thing. This is the research done year after year after year. Every year, NAR come up with the same thing, and it's always the same. Do what you say what you do. Awesome. Right. What else? What are the ahas today? So this is where you do your PowerPoint presentation, your services that you offer, right? Analyzing needs and wants, determining the price strategy, advising on repairs, developing a marketing plan, evaluating offers, negotiation counter offers, preparing post-contract work list, coordinating document preparation, right? That's right, exactly. Borrowing the word choices, there are many broker choices of customers, so you have to communicate well in your USP. Absolutely right. Coordinating document preparation, reviewing closing documents, assisting with post-closing. This is where you need to be very clear what service you can offer and which is your strength and which is the important things, right? So I'm going to go forward very fast here right now because, yes, have a strong marketing plan. One of the things that we're going to talk a lot about is how do you communicate your marketing plan to the clients? Like, you don't go there and say, I'm going to put, like, you want to communicate in a way that makes sense. If time permits later, I want to show you all some examples, right? Some examples, right? What do you offer? Itemize your services you offer and let them know how you're going to do it and what your experiences are doing it, right? Okay. Step 4, create your value proposition. Distill services into benefits. What are the benefits that they will get from you? For example, all our clients will receive a CMA report in our first meeting. Irregardless whether if you hire us or not, I'm going to give you a CMA report, comparative market analysis. Right? Say what you are doing for the customer, what you have done, what will you do? Explain the complexity of what you do. What we do is we will filter down our database of 2,000 people, and we have about 100 of them that is interested in your property. We will go through with them line by line and show them this property to find the right person that potentially can buy your property and wants to buy your property. Hold accountability to the client. I will commit to you a one-to-one report every 3 weeks. And every appointment that I have, I will give you a brief update via Viber or WhatsApp within 24 hours of the appointment. So these are your value propositions that you are giving them in detail. How are you going to service them? Right? What are you going to do? Okay. We'll talk a little bit more. So these are some of the services, right? This is what I would do, right? Example of value proposition. This is something that you will communicate to them, right? This is what you do. I'm going to pause it for all. You can snapshot this if you want to. Okay, these are some of the services that you offer, right? What services do you offer? So I'm giving you these 10 things, right? So you can communicate this to them. I want to leave it here for a while for you to snapshot it. Okay. Number 5, create your USP by combining your validity, service, and VP. Your unique, memorable, and persuasive statement, your advanced presentation. Every time when you see a client, please go with a presentation if you can. Be prepared to present something. Every time I go and visit someone in Manila, I have my laptop ready to present something if they are looking for. And I have all my slides already, my USPs already, right? And I take it out whenever I need to. Why is it important to present something? Because you are telling people that I put this business very seriously and I've got a formal presentation to communicate to you effectively so that you can understand better. So one of the key things that my weakness is communication for a very long time. So I have to put a lot of effort to figure out how to communicate more effectively. Now, because of my commitment to want to make that communication well, I believe I've improved my communication through time. Now, all of us need time to improve, right? But you start from somewhere first, right? Get your presentation that ready. When you go and get the listing, don't go walk in and get a listing and take a picture, right? Have a presentation. This is what we do for our listings. I'm going to give you a proposal, this, and that, right? Have a proper presentation and do a proposal for your clients. Because when you show them proposal and you give them information and data, you are building the validity for yourself that you know what you are doing, right? You know what you're doing, right? Awesome. Okay, make it unique by truly presenting a different and unique service, tweaking a service, wording it cleverly and uniquely. Now, I know we are running out of time here. I only have 10 more minutes. Now, would you like to see an example of how someone communicate it using websites and social media? Would you like to see that? How many want to see an example? If you want to see an example, please press 1. Yes. Normal price is 5,000 US dollar. Today is free, okay? I'm doing a free preview. Give me a minute, okay? Let me share. Awesome. Andy, are you still here? Or we lost you? Give me a minute, yeah. I'm going to show you my screen real quick. Hang on. Okay. I'm going to share you a screen. This is an example of someone that I coach and work with. Her name, I think you have all seen her, and if you have not watched her episode, I think last year we did a Power Monday with her. Her name is Yim Peng, called Jim Holmes. Now, her marketing and the communication is excellent. Very, very well thought of and very, very well communicated. And you can see the way she communicates. She talks about herself, she talks about her family. She also talks about her team, who her team is, who they are, and what they do during celebrations. So all these things are important. I want to just help you all see how someone that runs a business gets a lot of referrals. Now, a lot of her business come from referrals and online. She did a lot of content to make herself valid, right? And if you're looking at her website, can you see there you go. Bringing integrity to real estate. You have your one-stop solution selling, renting in this area called TTDI. TTDI is kind of like very similar to a Rockwell area, but a lot of, or maybe Alabang side, where a lot of landed properties, big houses, higher property houses, right? And you can see that her communicative is very good. She shows people that she have FAQs, right? What you have sold and rented. This is very important, guys. As a real estate agent, you cannot be shy about your production and your success. You cannot be shy. You've got to be out there and tell people what you have done, right? She has a lot of content and a lot of podcasts that she does, right? If you can see that, right? And she also have a lot of testimonials. In some of her website. So this is an example of how someone communicates to people about their business. Okay, now let me show you a video. This is my favorite video, okay? My favorite video. Hang on, yeah. Let me show you a video. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm looking for the video now. Hang on. This is a very good video. Hang on, yeah. Give me a minute. Huh. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 minute. Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Sorry. Okay, let's just watch this video real quick.
Stop dreaming of Tokyo. Let's go right now. Find solo travelers' dream stays.
Every home has a story. A unique combination of selling points, target audience, layout, age, and condition. When selling a home, the little details make it special. And just like every story,
Are you able to see my screen? Someone can give me feedback. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see. You can see.
Okay.
no two are the same. One size fits all simply won't cut it. At Property Lim Brothers, we understand that getting from listed to sold isn't just about shoot and sell. It's all about positioning, crafting a narrative, presenting your property in an angle that resonates, and finding the perfect buyer who sees its value just as much as you do. The higher the value, the more critical the positioning. At Property Lim Brothers, we've developed a winning formula. Our signature home tour videos, state-of-the-art 3D visualizations, end-to-end staging, preparation, and price and location analysis, crafted by Singapore's largest real estate media powerhouse and represented by PLB's real estate consultants, centered on analysis, expert selling, and long-term client portfolio management. All this has helped 62% of our sellers achieve a higher price per square foot compared to similar listings. But here's the truth. Different homes have different needs, whether it's the timing, condition, or whether your home is tenanted, every factor matters. That's why we've created commission packages that are as unique as your property. We believe in bespoke solutions. Our tailored commissions offer you value, crafted, curated, and customized just for your property. Prestige doesn't mean overprice. It means unmatched quality, excellence, and expertise, all focused on maximizing your property's potential. Our approach is simple but powerful. Bespoke packages for your unique needs. And the results? Hundreds and thousands of successful sellers, over 1,500 transactions over the past 5 years, each one backed by data, expertise, and unmatched showmanship. Tailored to your needs, positioned for success. Bespoke packages, same quality team. Property Lim Brothers.
There's a lot of sameness among online brokers these days.
Right. So what are half you look at those what do you call that examples? Any thoughts? Andy, what do you see when you saw those videos and those websites? What are some of your thoughts and ahas? Anyone, please share on the chat box.
It's okay. Anyone would like to share?
Powerful.
Yes.
Analytics. There you go. Offer turnkey. There you go.
One thing also that I noticed in the video is that you see when you post a video, the attention span of the viewers now is maybe about 3 seconds, 6 seconds. If you notice the pacing of their video, it's fast, which will make you wait for the next second and then the next second. So you'll be watching the whole video. The challenge now is that a lot of people still do the video trying to build up, and then when it comes to the main point, the viewers have dropped already.
Right.
So the format is very nice. The format, the fast pace is very, very nice, which drives you to watch until the end.
Right. And some of us are correct here. It's very engaging. It's highly analytical. There are a lot of numbers, right? There are a lot of numbers, and it validates their services and achievements, right? And everybody thinks that, oh, my number is not great. It doesn't matter whether your numbers are great or not great, but there are numbers to show, right? I think that's very important. Yeah. Eye-catching, professionally done. Yeah, need to provide analytical data. Correct. Data is important. How are you going to communicate your validity if you cannot quantify your validity? Right? Quantify your experience. Quantify what you can do. The better we quantify, you are able to quantify certain things, the easier for people to understand who you are, what you are. It's as simple as that. Right. I hope you have learned something today, and we are at top of the hour. But any questions, any ahas for you, Andy, or any thoughts that you have before we end?
Okay. In summary, when you were discussing about the steps 1 to 5, about how they'll be introducing themselves. So basically, what you would like or what anybody would like is to establish themselves, because especially now with AI, people are just making ads or just even sometimes agents are making up stories. When they respond through AI, their posts are done by AI. But the thing is, when they meet with a client, then so in short, they give a very big, very nice impression to the clients. But then when they meet the client, they expose themselves, because the client will discover that they don't know anything. In short, there should be honesty in what you are projecting, or at least work on your skills. If there's an investment that you can make, it is investing in yourself.
Right.
See, you may not have the experience yet, you might not have the time, you may not have the number of years as your experience, but every day we have the chance to improve. That's the only opportunity that's equal to everyone, the opportunity to improve, which means you can study and study and study. Don't miss a Monday power hours, because we learn a lot. And these are things that will make you give an edge, that will give you an edge over your competition.
Absolutely,
So,
yes.
again, what you would like to establish is that when the investors are looking for people, or for people to engage with as their agent, they want somebody who's a specialist. They want somebody who's honest. They want somebody who's an authority in their field. They want somebody who's responsive, resilient, and respectable. And then they want somebody who is knowledgeable with the industry and with the project that they're selling. So that is what you should communicate. And if you're just the one saying that, it will be self-serving. But if you get people saying those things about you, which is true validation, which is true testimonials, then that reinforces your reputation.
Right. Awesome. That's a good summary of what we have learned today. Now, I know some of us might be new, or maybe you are struggling and you don't really understand how to move forward from here. And this way, I would ask you all to be leveraging, because I realize that a lot of brokers in Philippines or in Manila, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, they're all very individualistic and you're all trying to do it on your own, right? Maybe there's a better way, the bigger way to do it. And I always argue, be part of an organization or be part of something, so that you can learn together. Now, every Monday is great and all that, but you want to go through and use the systems and tools and understanding how to do it, right? So Hannah is the poster ready, Hannah? Yeah, Hannah is your posters ready. Yeah, okay, so here we have a poster here. Just want to, if you're interested to join Keller Williams, have any questions about how the opportunity we offer, feel free to call Miss Ming at this number. I'm going to leave the number here if you're interested to even inquire. Now, we do have some trainings that we allow people to join on Thursdays. If you're interested, please give a call to Miss Ming, Viber her, text her, WhatsApp her, and she will be able to help you. I hope today has given you a lot of understanding and a lot of ahas. How many of you have learned something today? If you have learned something today, please press 5. Yes, if you learned something, please press 5. Right. So I hope this series is going to help us gain that confidence and gain that understanding, and understand and take that action to lead generate. So today, if you can lead generate creatively with communicating about yourself, use what you have learned today to communicate to all your database right now and ask for referrals, right? So with this, I hope you have learned something today. Andy, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, I have some announcement.
Yes. What's the announcement?
Yes, okay. You see, last week I was just in the US and had some communication with good contacts there. Now, a lot of us have foreign clients, Americans or any foreign nationals, especially those based in the US, or Filipinos who are based in the US, who are having challenges in availing of home loans for Philippine properties. Now, we have invited the vice president and the #1 branch in the US of a bank, and he will be sharing with us. You will be discovering how your foreign clients, even U.S. citizens, foreigners or Filipinos or based there, can avail of home loans for properties here in the Philippines. That will be on Monday. And I think we only have 100 slots available here, so you better register early. Okay, so this is something, and regardless of age, they can, in the Philippines, but your loan should end at 65. There, even if you're 70, 75, they can still borrow for Philippine properties. And even without spouse, even without the signature of the spouse, a lot of things that you will that is very, very interesting.
Wow.
And this is from a Philippine bank based in the US.
Right.
They were telling me a story. There are two guys, 8 years old, who were still able to borrow. 8 years old. Okay, so very interesting on Monday.
Awesome. So it's going to be next Monday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The special Power Monday special edition. So we will take a break on the series, but we'll be doing this. So I hope you all will come in and bring your friends to understand this session, and it will bring you benefits to help you understand your business better. And you have a new opportunity now. 80 years old still can get loans, right? So new opportunity for right now.
As long as
and you don't qualify, you're not 80 years old yet, you don't qualify.
Yeah. 8 years old can qualify as long as they have their parents' consent.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Hope you have a good week ahead. See you all next week. See you all. Thank you so much. Bye.
Have a great weekend. Have a great week.
Bye.